Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Manic Miners. Now, I'm sure you're all more than aware of what we're going to do, and I would say, let's just get on with it. However, I have noticed something, which seems to be a curious coincidence. When I open this, look what we have here. These little pair of googly eyes. Never noticed those there before. That seems a little serendipitous, given what we have to do today. Another little tiny piece of housekeeping. You'll notice now that the progress fraction is accurate because the levels that it didn't log the progress on have been replayed off camera. So if there's anything interesting to see at the end of Rocky Horror, we will see it.
Okay, Rock Raider, are you ready for the next mission? Listen carefully, as this is a tough mission. We have located a cavern close to the center of this planet, and we need to establish our Rock Raider HQ there before the final push. The problem is that there is a very limited supply of energy crystals and ore in the area, so only build what you really need. Be careful not to use too many resources. Remember that every energy crystal counts, and you'll need every last one if you are to achieve the 45 total needed.
Oh gosh. I didn't even... I'll completely level with you. I didn't want to play this tonight, but I remembered that early next month I've got to go on a work trip for a week and be away from home, and I won't be able to record any videos, so I need some videos made up in advance so that there's stuff to go out while I'm away. So here we are. Oh, sheesh. Hazards can be stressful. Like these ones. Oh, sheesh. It's an ice level. That's curious. That's very, very, very curious. And... am I mad for thinking the original level started off with some sort of, like a geological center there or something? Am I crazy for thinking that? I probably am. I think that's probably a load of absolute rubbish that I'm talking. Right. This is gonna go so badly, so quickly, and so thoroughly. Oh dear. On the one hand, I hope that this video will be somewhat shorter than the last few, because we're only going to do the one level. There's no way in hell I'm gonna get this and Rocky Horror done in one video, so I'm not even going to attempt it. I'm just going to try and get through back to basics. I think that will be painful enough for one day. I should probably actually give these people guns right off the bat, but I am a little concerned about the old O2 issue, by which I do not mean poor mobile phone service. I actually have no idea if O2 has a good mobile service or not. I don't think that I use their network. Right. Yeah, as soon as they're done, we'll get guns. That's curious. Indeed. If I wasn't sure that I'd seen them in the lava level, I'm absolutely sure that I've never seen them in an ice level. So that is most curious. Right, we need a little bit more ore. I will... ouch. I was about to say, shouldn't you be immune to that? No, because that's when you're reinforcing walls, not when you're drilling them out. Oh dear. The other thing, of course, is that I've set the monster spawn rate much higher than it would normally be, and I set the lava rate higher as well, didn't I? I can't remember if I set the... did I change the slug spawn rate or not? No, slugs are still all perfectly ordinary. That I can live with. I'm not sure I'll be able to live with my trauma from this level by the end of it, but we will see what happens. Okay, right. Who were the two that didn't get guns? That would be you two, so I'll give you some guns, and then bring down some more peeps. I wonder if this might be a wise level to maybe have a second support station and bring down 20 guys rather than just the 10, because having a few more boots on the ground and a few more blasters on the perimeter might prove to be very useful and very wise. So let me just reinforce all of this stuff, because I don't want to faff around with problems And yeah, I'm going to try getting a second support station. I don't know when the slugs are going to arrive. Back in the original level, the slugs would not turn up until you collected about 8 or 9 crystals in your store, which was lovely because so long as you kept building buildings or bringing down vehicles, the slugs would not arrive until much later, which meant you had the ability to control when they arrived and when they didn't, which was something to be taken advantage of. But if the little adventure we had with Hot Stuff is anything to go by, the slugs will arrive whenever the hell they please, and they will continue to do whatever the hell they please. So I'm just realizing that I probably shouldn't have done that, because I always had my old strategy of leave at least some of this unreinforced and then put up electric fence along this perimeter here so that the monsters would spawn directly into the fence and then die. I do have memories of playing the standard campaign version of Back to Basics, attempting to use that tactic, and then a monster walking through there and screwing up everything completely. I do remember that distinctly. On the other hand, I also have vague memories of reading a changelog where they said they addressed that, so possibly that's different now. I don't know. The cat is grumpy because the blanket's in the wrong place. Let me see if I can bend that. That might keep her quiet. Right, what's next on the agenda of mayhem? I think we're going to need a super teleport pad and a laser cannon. I mean a mining laser, definitely not a death machine. It's so definitely a machine for killing people. Well, not for killing people, slugs. Slugs and monsters, and they're hardly people, are they? I mean, they're just not. By any biological standard, they're just not. Right, let's get this reinforced as well, because I don't want to be dealing with monsters right now, and I don't want to be dealing with landslides either. So this is going to be interesting, because this is going to involve doing things quite differently to how we have done them in the past. Because I don't think that I'm going to get away with just shooting the slugs when they arrive, right? I mean, if I have 20 odd people and half of them have got guns and half of them don't, then that might be a different situation to what I would traditionally have. In the sense of if you brought down 20 people, the entire game would probably crash back in olden days. No, moving the blanket was not good enough for the cat. She's decided that this blanket is thoroughly inferior for her majestic tastes, and that I have failed her on that front. So I look forward to getting executed by Her Majesty later. Right, it's pretty down some. Oh, sheesh. Right, how many people is that? I've also got the PlayStation 1 music going on at the moment for a little change of pace and to bring back some fond memories of playing the PS1 version. Right, is that our 20th person or... No, that's our 20th person. Right, there we are. I assume 20 people is all I can manage now. No, I could actually have 30 apparently if I brought down a third support station, but that might be a little bit much. Dear oh dear oh dear. Okay, wow, I'm alive. This is like a little colony at this point. My giddy aunt. This is going to be interesting. I do find it fascinating how the mechanics of the oh my giddy aunt, not nearly enough people have got guns. No, it doesn't apparently matter. Right, let's just grab a bunch more people and give them guns. Not necessarily everybody, but a fair few people, because at least for the time being, I am going to need people that can motor around and do little jobs while other people do fighting. Later on, I'll probably put them in vehicles, but we will have to see how that goes, because we're a little bit limited on crystals at the moment, because of course I'm going to need to keep 2 here for oxygen purposes. If even one of those goes down, we are going to be in a big pickle very quickly. Yeah, so how the hell am I gonna play this? I'm probably going to either do this by the skin of my teeth or lose once or twice and then have to rethink my strategy as we go through. There's various different little bounteous locations, should we describe them as such. Various different little spots. I would be willing to bet the shirt on my back that was never there in the past. No, it definitely was not. Fascinating. Okay, we've got a different map to work with. That's going to cause absolute mayhem. So, some ways along here, there's like a little line of, I don't know, about 5 walls and then another 5 walls, all of which had plenty and plenty of crystals in them each. Then, of course, if you punch through here, come across and punch through here, there's a little island, as I think we can see with some of the undiscovered water here. There's that little island which has plenty of crystals on it as well. And then, of course, there is the, well, the whole rest of the map, which will be worthy of exploring very soon. Well, actually, hopefully not very soon, because and perhaps, I don't know, I wouldn't describe this as a failing of the level, but I would describe it as a testament to how difficult the original Back to Basics was. The most strategic thing you could do with Back to Basics was reveal the smallest amount of map possible, because of course the less map you've got, the less monsters can be spawning out of walls, and the fewer slugs can be spawning as well. In fact, actually, this isn't going to go very far, is it? This looks really rather slimy. I think we're going to end up here. I think we're going to end up with more than enough slime here already. There's some people doing some repairs. I mean, if I keep everything reinforced, do I really need to put up fence? I mean, it doesn't cost anything to put up fence, so I really should. That would be a sensible thing to do, probably. Oh dear, why do you have to throw in the wild card of changing the map, Baz? That doesn't make my life any easier. I mean, of course, Back to Basics wasn't going to get any frickin' easier. I don't really know what I expected, but, okay, for the sake of showing you something that you haven't seen before, or at the very least I haven't seen before, let's at least, oh yeah, of course, the other 10 people don't have any upgrades or special things, do they? So they're going to have to learn as they go. Bloody interns. Right. Never mind that. Just a forward-thinking employer here at Rock Raider HQ. We're very big on apprenticeships and making sure that people are prepared for their future in the labour market. Right. I am going to have to get rid of these guys. And I'd really rather it wasn't just one guy on his own, but by all means carry on. Hang on a minute. That did 12 damage? That seems like a lot. Or am I just so used to fighting lava monsters that are stronger? You know, I genuinely can't remember. Right, let's just watch a little bit more murder happening. I do find it interesting that Baz has changed it to an ice level. I'm not wholly sure why that is. Possibly, I suppose, just to spice it up a little bit with Rocky Horror obviously being rock level, at least I assume so. You know, you can't trust it. You can't assume anything when it comes to Baz. That's not generally a wise idea. And yeah, Hot Stuff obviously being a lava level, maybe the intention was to have the last 3 levels be interestingly varied in that sense, right? Going to I mean, strictly speaking, do I need one there? The answer to that question is no, I don't. I do need one there. I think, yeah, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to try and set up completely independent systems. Oh, I do need one there, actually, because it's not connected to it. It's not actually connected to a building. Well, I'm glad I noticed that before I made an absolute fool of myself. Oh, my Gideon. Right, let's mine out some of this. I don't think this will be too controversial. Yeah, on the one hand, I want to make completely independent systems for the sake of avoiding any potential problems over cooldowns of sets of fence, and and just for the visual aesthetic, I'd rather not have the place littered with rubbish. I might need to expand it in this direction at some point if we bust through here, but that's a problem for a different minute. Let's deal with the problems we've got in this minute first. Right, what is on the other side of this wall? A few bits of rock followed by a cavern, which I'm guessing is going to pull up to the top here and then link across here, which would then connect through here. Interesting. I do have all the buildings that I want, don't I? I don't want to build anything further because I'd rather keep my base. I was going to say keep my base smaller rather than larger for the sake of giving the slugs a few. Oh no, I want an upgrade station, don't I? Dag burn it. Yeah, stick it there for no particularly good reason. Well, here we go. There's a lot of them. This shouldn't be too much of a problem, by which I mean a lot of my men and not a lot of slugs. Idiot. If only the ground could freeze over so fully that they can't squeeze their little slimy butts out. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. I should probably use this as well as much as possible. This is something I'm going to have to get back in the habit of. I don't know why I say get back into the habit of, because I was very much in the habit of doing it in the last level. But that was some time ago. Okay. If we have lots of people, and we've got a turret, then assuming it doesn't spawn like 8 slugs at the same time, then we should be alright. In fact, if it's just 1 slug at a time, I can probably deal with them myself. Hang on a minute. What's missing from this picture? What's not on the walls? There's no recharge seam. I can't for the life of me remember where the old one used to be, but I have a funny feeling it was here. Because I have memories of a truck picking up drained crystals from the power station and scooting them over there. Okay. That's very, very interesting. I would quite like to find an energy recharge seam, but goodness only knows if Baz is going to give me one. That's a very interesting way of making the level more difficult, which never crossed my mind. Now, if a single crystal gets drained, that crystal is out of the game until I can find a recharge seam. And I have a certain funny feeling that Baz is going to be a little bit tricksy about it. So it's either going to be 50 miles away, and I'm going to have to... Oh, sheesh. It's either going to be 50 miles away, and I'm going to have to... Oh, hush up. It's either going to be 50 miles away, and I'm going to have to send an upgraded truck over to deal with it, which is going to take up time and resources that I'd rather dedicate to other uses. Or we're just going to have to rummage around for a little while until we find... Oh my giddy aunt, you know, I've just had another thought. I've just had another absolutely horrific thought, which has actually really rather worried me. I think I may have realised why Baz has changed this to an ice level. Because ice monsters can walk over water, can't they? Which means the second I bust through this wall, every single monster with even an ounce of grey matter is going to... Oh, for crying out loud. Is going to make a beeline for the island. And they're all going to walk across the river, and they're all going to eat the crystals, and then they're all going to feel so pleasantly plump as if they've just finished a delicious Christmas dinner, that they're all going to disappear back through the walls, and they're going to take all their crystals and they're going to leave. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. You know what I should do, actually? I should give some people Sonic Blasters. It's been quite a long time since I gave anybody a Sonic Blaster. I'm not going to give... actually, I'm just going to give the people that have got guns Sonic Blasters. I think that makes the most sense. Indeed. What does it say about this? I'm using this in donkey's ears. Oh, sheesh. Right, sorry. I was just enjoying that for a moment. Deals no damage but can be deployed to stun creatures. Automatically thrown at creatures. Has a long cooldown effect to offset the powerful effect. Yes, okay. Well, let's give them all that then, for no particularly sensible reason. So that, oh, sheesh. Is that going to interrupt the upgrades? Yes, it is. That's curious. Yeah, there was no need for all of you to throw it at the same time. One of you would have been sufficient. Okay, well, some of them have got them, some of them haven't, because some of them were busy getting upgrades at the time, so that's going to throw a spanner into my works. But never mind, you can't have everything in life. Where does this lead? Oh, for crying out loud, they are not going to lighten up, are they? I don't know what I expected, but this is the pickle that we're in. Let's keep some stuff being reinforced as quickly as possible. Keep an eye on this. Yeah, what's going on with this wall here? Okay, potentially something interesting down here, potentially nothing at all. It would be interesting if that came up towards the northern side of the island. That might add an interesting dynamic. Because... oh, sheesh. I have to be really careful with this laser, actually, because if I accidentally shoot... if I accidentally shoot through that wall, I'm going to cause absolute bedlam. Yeah, because if I could sort of access the island via a relatively confined cavern, that would be great, because I could keep all of my walls reinforced, and it wouldn't... no monsters would be able to spawn and then screw up my life. Versus if I bust through here, all the walls over here, and oh sheesh. All the walls along the boundary near where the top of the screen is right now, and obviously everything else around around the river is all going to be opened up. So there's going to be a million opportunities for... oh, sheesh, Aruni. Hang on a minute. Oh wait, no, it's all right. It's fine. Oh sheesh. So many problems and not nearly enough weapons of mass destruction to deal with them. Oh, 2 monsters spawn. That's curious. I didn't notice that before. This is the problem where they spawn in the same place at the same time. It causes confusion, so it does. Right. I think that little crisis has been averted. Good. Let's... just in time for the next crisis to rear its ugly, green, slimy lugs. That's really annoying. That's going to irritate me that building is just too close. But never mind. We're going to have to carry on. I'm curious to see what is down here. I'm also going to... I'm going to have to get really good at timing that first blast. Okay, yes, if I time it just right, I can stop the slug from draining power from the building. But hang on, wait, what is there another slug? Oh wait, sorry, I thought there were 2 slug icons down there, but I think I was just imagining it through my sheer fear. I want someone that doesn't have a gun. Do you have a gun? You don't have a gun. Good. Yeah, I'm going to start bringing down a couple of vehicles. I think, on the one hand, having fewer crystals might dissuade some of the slugs, and but that's just a theory based on, you know, old-fashioned mechanics of how this worked. Oh, for crying out loud. But it would also just be good to have more vehicles dotting around so that we can move stuff a little bit quicker, and the quicker we can get the crystals away from the monsters, the happier for all concerned, with the exception of the monsters. But nobody cares about them because they're a bunch of absolute cads. Right, if we break through here, this is going to be a slight problem because it's going to require an extension of the electric fence system, which is probably going to have to go up there. As ugly as that's going to be, it's going to be necessary, because if I put it there and there, then they're just going to be able to walk here and chuck their boulders around. And if there's one thing I don't need in this world, it's a load of icy monsters getting their rocks off. I'm talking about throwing boulders. What are you sniggering at? Honestly, stop it. Crying out loud. But no, if I bust through here, then at the very least I can use the mining laser to take a few pot shots at anything that spawns over here, such as you, my small fiendish friend. Okay, not much of interest is happening here right at this moment. Let's have a look on the old radar. Okay, we can bust through that. Okay, so this actually doesn't go anywhere. That's interesting. Well, we could bust through from the other side. I'd love to explore this map fully and drill out all the walls and explore all the different caverns, because with the changes to the map that Baz has made, I am curious to see what secrets there are to be revealed. On the other wee hand, I don't want to. On the other wee hand, I don't want to do that, because the sooner I get the hell out of here, the happier I shall be. But we shall see what the situation looks like if we get to 200 crystals. If we get that far, and I haven't had cardiac arrest in the intervening hours, then we may continue and explore on in other areas. You know, we're almost already getting to a point where it would be more efficient just to have a group of people perpetually on action stations, which is very bloody early for that situation to have arisen. But here we are, all the same. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. I'm trying to remember if busting through here is a dumb idea. I feel like... hang on, that's that brick there is that one, isn't it? Yes, and I think that's all right, because I think there's a sort of rectangular cavern that comes out here. I don't think that will connect me immediately to the larger cavern with the river of lava. Oh, interesting. So a monster spawned and a slug turned up, and I was so busy trying to not screw up that I didn't notice that I was screwing up. Okay, marvelous. Hey ho, we found this, which is quite literally invaluable. I cannot overstate the importance and value of this. Hooray! It's been mended, and we can all get on with our lives now. Isn't that lovely? You know what? Screw it. Just screw it. You're going to have to listen to an alarm going off the entire time, and mind you, I'm going to have to do that as well. This flashing red light here. But I think we've just reached a point where there's no reasonable alternative. And see, all good things, my small friends, in moderation. Specifically, the good thing, which is sonic blasters. It doesn't actually seem to be doing anything, though, in terms of actually stunning them. I have a feeling it's because they're throwing it immediately, aren't they? Because he's immune until... oh, look. He's having a little dizzy spell. That's curious. I like that, because the little stars floating around is very retro Lego game, so I thoroughly approve of that. That's stylistic choice. Yeah, let's plonk a piece of fence there and a piece of fence there. That way, if any more monsters spawn and they start walking in this direction, because I'm assuming we're going to break through here. Yes, because we'll bust through this piece and that'll create a pathway through here. Yes, yeah, I think what's happening is they're not being affected by it, or at least he's not being affected until the very end, because he has a temporary immune status effect, or immunity to status effects while he is spawning, which makes a certain degree of... yeah, I mean, look, I don't have time for this, alright? I have big things and big plans and a big empty box that I need to fill full of crystals. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Do I risk busting through there? Not immediately, is my answer. I'm going to take this a little bit more slowly, and okay, this is going to be interesting because they're all going to run over there. Okay, that's a hell of a lot more effective than I expected, actually. That's a lot more effective now that it's actually being used at the right moment in time. Fascinating. We get some more vehicles, actually. I'm going to get another couple of trucks. And then I might get something a little tiny bit bigger. Yes, I find myself wondering, the cooldown that it describes for the Sonic Blaster, is that cooldown per person or cooldown per location? Is it the case of, okay, a Sonic Blaster has been dropped in this location within the last, I don't know, 15 seconds, so you're not allowed to drop another one? Or is it the case of, this man has thrown a Sonic Blaster, so he's not allowed to do it for another 15 seconds? Or whatever the time frame happens to be, because it seems like they can chuck one, and then they can run off and chuck a load more, if they're chucking them sort of simultaneously. So that's interesting. Right, never mind any of that. It's not overly important. It doesn't matter. The trucks are going to be really valuable though, because the trucks are going to be able to pick up drained crystals and take them over here, get them recharged, and bring them back. So that can just be something which goes on in the background whilst everything else is proceeding apace. Can't upgrade that, can I? No, I can't. That's something of a shame. Right, what sort of a vehicle do I want? I suppose just a really strong drilling machine. I suppose actually having the lava upgrade would actually be kind of useful here, because you could drive over the river. Mind you, I think the river's quite narrow, so you can also jump over it with the granite grinder in certain spots. I suppose I'm trying to choose between these two, because this one's a lot more convenient, simply because you can just drive into things and drill them rather than having to faff around the laser all the time. And oh, it's difficult. It's difficult to make choices because I don't know what the hell it is that I'm doing, or precisely what it is that's going to go wrong. Apart from everything, which is undoubtedly going to go wrong. Right, let's just upgrade everything. Every single thing which can be upgraded shall be upgraded, because we've got more ore than you can shake a Lego stick at. Right. There we are. Now with that done, I'm just going to roll off in this direction, because I want to reach the bit of the map which just has a bumload of crystals. That's going to be a very important spot to reach, I think. Okay. This is a problem. Yeah. From where? From there. Okay, that's actually the best place he could have appeared from, and also the stupidest place he could have appeared from. I'm actually not upset about that. Right, if you drive over here a little bit, because the advantage of the Chrome Crush course, I can do a bit of shooting as well. Mind you, the cost for those is a lot higher, isn't it? Bloody hell. Yeah, because now every time I reveal sleeping monsters, man alive, Baz has really thought this through. That's annoying. This ain't gonna be a cakewalk. If you... Oh, sheesh. No time for sandwiches. Yeah, Baz has thought this through, because if I just have a group of people which are on standby waiting for an opportunity to murder something, then as soon as I reveal a load of sleeping monsters, they're gonna run off to about 15 miles away in order to sort that problem out, even though it's not a serious problem, and I'd be more than happy just to deal with them one at a time myself with my own laser. And every damn time I reveal another slimy slug hole, they are going to start spawning out there, aren't they? And then they're not going to run back until... Actually, I can slightly exploit this, can't I? They're not going to run back until another slug spawns closer to the base, and if he spawns like all the way over here, it's going to take them too long to get over here before he starts draining. But the fact that they all want sandwiches I can actually use to my advantage, because if they're standing over here, as they were, and then I want to draw them back to the base, I just turn off action stations, let them run towards the support station in order to get a sandwich, and then before they arrive, I can turn action stations back on. So that's an interesting little tactic that I'm going to have to make very thorough use of, because this is going to be really rather challenging. I do remember in the past busting through here and then slugs and monsters spawning from over here, and then that drawing all the people away from the base, which was often a great downfall of many an attempt to defeat this level. Excuse me for a moment while I attempt to defeat some hiccups. Let me just set this to track the that. There we go. Yes, drawing. Oh, sheesh. Okay, that's sort of good, I suppose, in a strange and perverse way. How much damage does this do? 15. Not nearly bloody enough is the short answer to that ruddy question. And now there's two of the little tykes. Right, that's the end of him. Right, hang on a second. I'm gonna have to. Oh, sheesh. I have to chase you down. This is going to go really frickin' badly. So much of them being so short, they don't actually interact with the fence, because they clearly frickin' do. Right, hang on. Actually, he's probably going to die in the fence, isn't he? I'll still fix his eyesight while I'm at it. There you go, little friend. Is he, would you just stop being a pain in my rear end and go away? I do like this, this sort of view, though. This is very sort of over-the-shoulder, sort of sniper action. I like it. I'd forgotten that, of course, the large mobile laser scatter has not only a more powerful laser in terms of the amount of damage it does, but of course it has a greater range than the whatever the hell that thing's called, and I've completely forgotten the name of the Chrome Crusher. There you are. That's the phrase that's fallen out of my face. Yep, see, look, I want them to go back to base. And this is really cruel, like, I mean, this isn't carrot and stick, this is putting the carrot in front of them and then taking the carrot away and whacking them with the stick. So this is far from gentle, but here we are, all the same. Bloody hell, we're only about 15% of the way to our goal. We're 37 minutes into this. The old-fashioned tactics for Back to Basics were very much a smash and grab style. It was very much about reducing the amount of time you had to fight as much as humanly possible. I'm very glad that they keep spawning out of these two at sort of similar times, because that means it's not the case that like one spawns here, they all get drawn away, and then the other one spawns all the way over here. Although conveniently I have located that in a vaguely sensible location, which is surprising given it was completely accidental. But hey ho, I'm not going to complain about something going well in my life for once, because that doesn't happen very often, so I'm going to enjoy it when it does happen. I should probably be careful of revealing too many crystals at once, actually, but these trucks should be invaluable for sorting that problem out. Yeah. Because there's no way I'm going to be able to get over there and reinforce stuff quickly enough. I think I'm going to bring down a third truck. And then I am going to carry on my thought that I was thinking before. Yes, old-fashioned tactics were about smash and grab. Get in there, don't set the monsters off, don't set the slugs off until the very last second, essentially, which typically meant exploiting the fact that slugs wouldn't appear until you had about 8 or 9 crystals in your stock, which meant you could just keep bringing down trucks and then position a heap of trucks, basically, in front of your power station, and then set action stations going, beam them all up, and then just have one guy in an upgraded truck just dump the crystals in as quickly as humanly possible, so that you went from 8 to 45, I think it was, within the space of about 30 seconds, which meant that the slugs didn't have much of an opportunity to rustle your jimmies, so to speak, if you don't mind me borrowing somebody else's phrase for a moment or two. I trust that happened due to the, oh sheesh, right. I'm gonna have to help out a wee bit here. This mining laser is bloody strong, and I'm grateful for that. Right, if you lot would like to head back west, I'd be much obliged. These monsters are going to cause so many problems for me. So many problems. Give them a little blast. Get a little bit of a head start going for the troopers. Oh man, alive! This is so bloody far away. I also don't remember there being another cavern here. Yeah. Versus this time, I feel like this is going to be a lot more of a less of a sprint, more of a marathon. I feel like this is going to be a lot more a case of fighting over an extended period of time. So this will be most interesting to see how this pans out. I'm beginning to wonder if I should stop worrying about all. I'm going to try something that I haven't thought of before. I'm going to get a large mobile laser cutter, and I'm actually going to have it accompany the Chrome Crusher, which, now that I think about it, makes the Chrome Crusher a little bit superfluous, because I could just do the mining with the large mobile laser cutter. But here we are all the same. Yes, I'm going to have a large mobile laser cutter because I feel that it's going to be important as we start to travel further and further away from base camp. There's another interesting idea that's popped in my head. Fascinating how this is making me think of brand new strategies that I've never thought of before, despite playing this game for a good bloody hell, I dread to think 15 years or so. Crying out loud. That's actually no, because 15 years would only take me back to no, it's just about 8 or 9. That seems vaguely reasonable. I upgraded. I didn't mean to upgrade the laser thing. I meant to leave the laser thing off. Actually, I wasn't fussed about that. I actually prefer the visual style without it. Yeah, not that button for crying out loud. Yeah, basically wherever I go, wherever I wander, I'm going to end up in a pickle. We've got a lot of crystals at this point. I'm just going to get everyone in a vehicle because I don't want anyone giving a rat's ass about ore anymore, and I'm going to turn the priority for ore off so that the trucks can dedicate themselves fully to crystals, because I genuinely don't give a damn about ore at this point. I've got enough, and once I've got innumerable vehicles, then I shan't care about upgrades any further. So 1, 2, 3 more people that can get into vehicles. Yes, do I want to have a loader dozer? No, but I do want to have a tunnel transport. That's what I want to have. There is a somebody. Yes, again, I don't have a specific use in mind for the tunnel transport, but I need to be prepared for a variety of eventualities. The other strategy that popped into my mind when I was yammering on about some other uninteresting rubbish was that I, of course, could reduce the length of the journeys that are being taken by some of my miners here by locating a tool store here. And I think that would be sensible for a couple of different reasons. One, if it's not powered, as in it's not connected to a power station, then the slugs should pay no interest to it, right? Because one of the old strategies for getting around the slugs was, of course, they couldn't travel through buildings. In fact, I don't think anything could travel through buildings except maybe people. So what you could do was find a little stretch like this and then only mine out a single pathway in the middle and leave a sort of valley of rock on either side, and then build just like a teleport pad and leave it there, and then basically relocate all of your base onto the other side, and then leave the slimy slug holes on this side, and then you could operate in this area with impunity so long as you didn't uncover any more slug holes. The alternative to that, of course, was just to build around slug holes in order to trap them. Various different strategies that, quite creative strategies that people came up with in order to try and curtail the slug problem. Are you upgrading? No, you're not upgrading, so you can become a driver because you're already a bloomin' driver. So what are you doing? And the length of what you're doing, I'm guessing you're upgrading so that you can have a different tool, but I don't know what other tool you'd be interested in having. So I'm getting a tad confused by all that, small friend. Let me turn this off for an instant and bring these guys a little bit closer to the fold. There we are. Where's the other guy? He's all the way over there. See, whatever you're doing, I'm not interested. I'm terribly sorry to step on your career progression and all that. But seriously, we have slightly more immediate needs that need attention. Do I need to worry about a load of those? That's the only other thing I can think of right now that would be important to have, with the exception of maybe a second tunnel transport, but that would leave me really short on crystals, so I think that's a bit of a daft idea. No, I think just having another truck would be vital at this point. Because the ore isn't going to matter once everyone's in a vehicle. I mean, the monsters will be able to walk faster because they'll be going over rubble, but they're still going to have to walk through all of this. You know, we should really reinforce... reinforcements. Damned reinforcements. Yes, I've changed my mind. I've changed my mind. I do want a loader dozer because I want to have the ability to reinforce stuff where necessary. So if there's nobody on foot, then the loader dozer is the only vehicle which can do reinforcements. So if I set this to reinforce, then he should trot off and do that. Assuming, of course, that he's not just decided to get himself busy with something else, which he has, which is marvellous. Can I just tell you to go over and do that, please? Because we haven't done this in a video for donkey's years, so I just need to sort of prove to everyone that I'm not a crazy person. There we are. Give it a little gentle pat, and then suddenly everything's better. Okay, I'm going to turn off ore collection, because now that we've got a loader dozer, of course, there's going to be a load of ore hanging around all over the show, and that's not going to serve any bloody purpose. So what I'm going to do is position this, and essentially what I want to do is dart in and then try and kill these things as quickly as is humanly possible, so that we don't have to faff around with it would have been really, really frickin' sensible of me to let all the crystals get collected before this problem arose. Oh, sheesh. Okay, this is going to be curious. I'm going to have to wear quite a lot of different hats simultaneously here. Right, okay, everything seems to be going very right at the moment. I'm actually going to have to pay a lot of attention to the... Oh, for crying out loud, that's not what I need at this moment in time. I have got to deal with the slug. There's a lot of monsters, and I'm not wholly sure how I'm going to deal with all of them at the same time without bollocking up everything. Right, that's the end of him, and good bloody riddance, if you ask me. Yeah, I need to get rid of these guys as quickly as possible, because I need to get my men back to base. So I'll leave them to deal with the last guy, whilst I deal with you there. I do like that you can just sort of leave the laser tower behind. You're not forced to sort of use this perspective. As much as I think having a kind of a first-person or near third-person perspective would be quite snazzy for this. Would be quite snazzy for that. I actually don't think it's going to. I actually do think it's nice as well that you can sort of leave it behind and focus on other things, which is tremendous as far as I'm concerned. Right. We need to think carefully, old boy, because we're going to get this quite severely wrong if I'm not careful. Where the hell are those big loads of ore, big loads of crystals that I remember? The thing is I don't distinctly remember there being a cavern here. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dearie me! Right. This is where the true value of the large mobile laser cutter is going to come in, and is leaving me with the thought that maybe my Chrome Crush is being a little superfluous here. And look, there's a little slug that's being a pain in my bottom. I'm going to have to Oh, I can shoot him. That's a small miracle. I didn't think that was actually going to work. It's fine, don't worry about it. I mean, on the one hand, every single fibre in my being is screaming, don't let the slugs suck a single solitary crystal, right? On the other hand, my brain is saying it really doesn't matter if they get a few crystals because we can just recharge them, and that's fine. But I don't really think I want to go this way, do I? You know what I'm going to do, actually? I'm going to turn clearing rubble off, and then I'm going to set all of this stuff to be reinforced, and then I'm actually going to get you lot to come home again, although I don't need to now because you're going to sort it out on your own, which is marvellous. Yes, I don't know, I find drilling out walls using the laser on the large mobile laser cutter to be a rather tedious and frustrating process, so I'd much rather use the Chrome Crusher for this. But then it does seem like a bit of a silly waste to have two vehicles sat here doing essentially one job. But if everybody would get out of the way of my gun for 5 seconds, I'd be able to carry on with my business, wouldn't I? You can smack around all you want, mate. It's going to achieve the grand total of quite a lot because I haven't sent you home yet. There we are. That's better. Right. Yes. In fact, you're too far away. I'm going to have to sort the situation out myself, aren't I? Oh, well, there's already one there, and he's already causing absolute mayhem. Right. I said I needed to pay more attention to the audio prompts, and then I promptly sat here and didn't pay more attention to the audio prompts because I was slightly too busy yammering on about incoherent prattle. But I wouldn't worry. I wouldn't worry too much about it. How the hell am I going to do this? Oh, the answer to that is by keeping a lot more stuff reinforced than previously. I wasn't that fussy about keeping stuff reinforced because there was basically nobody to do it, as we were putting more and more people into vehicles, and what's the situation, fellas? Not too bad at the moment. Nobody seems to be faffing around with recharging anything, so I'm guessing it's all frightfully grand. I think I can bust through one more layer on this side, actually. But yeah, the more I reinforce, the fewer spaces there will be for monsters to appear, which is going to be quite important. Right. I really, really wish I could get these guys just to stay over here. I'm going to try doing something slightly sneaky. I'm going to try and give myself a few more seconds. I mean, how many monsters are in here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7! And possibly more over here. 7 bloody monsters, oh my good dear. I'm beginning to wonder if I should maybe switch the Chrome Crusher out for another large mobile laser cutter, because if I remember what someone told me in a comment before, yes, you can double up things. You can double up lasers if you co-select them and then press the X button. You can activate 2 at once. So I think that is what I'm going to do. I don't know how that little piece of wall there got missed. Yeah, this is going to be an interesting stratagem. But yeah, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch out my Chrome Crusher for another large mobile laser cutter. And large mobile laser cutter, there we go. And then I'm going to dual wield the weapons so that I can try and kill those monsters all the faster. No, don't get that upgrade, get the other one. As much as it's very useful ability, I do think that it screws with the colour palette rather severely. Excuse me. Yeah, let's turn some lights on as well. Why shouldn't we have the lights on? That won't bollock the frame rate or anything. Oh dear. Let me get rid of that because it always worries me that I've missed something. And goodness knows in this I miss quite a lot. And I'm not even talking about my aim for once. Yeah, I think this is going to be a vaguely useful strategy. There's no point in you just sitting there not doing anything, mate. You might as well do something with your day, even if it's not anything productive, for no other reason than just to keep you out of mischief. I might actually turn the lights off because I think that is actually impacting the frame rate. So yeah, I'm going to. Which one do I want to shoot? I want to shoot out this one. Oh my goodness! Okay, good. 2 blasts and they're gone. That much I can frickin' live with. This is quite a cool image, I suppose, actually. Trying to shoot down these guys at the same time. Although, as I say that, there's a slug causing me problems, isn't there? There's 2 sluggos causing me problems. I do love that those guys are just sitting there in their trucks while this problem exists. Let me get rid of these guys, and then I will go back and sincerely hope that my large mobile laser cutters have not been annihilated by this situation that we're in. Yes, I know there's a slimy slug invading my base. I might as well just assume that there's always a million slugs invading my base, mightn't I? Right. At least they always seem to go for the same buildings, which is good. I guess because they just beeline for whatever is closest, which has some certain semblance of sense. I do wish this disappeared once do I have to do everything myself around here? Apparently I do. Oh, go away. Yes, I rather wish this disappeared once the drain was aborted by the slug. Once they were driven off by the attacking folks. So this is actually quite an efficient way of doing things, because no matter what I shoot, specifically if I shoot hard rock, then it only takes 1 blast. So this is actually a pretty quick way of doing things. I actually quite like this. I've stumbled upon this only by accident, but yeah, in fact, look, I can actually shoot down 2 pieces of hard rock at the same time. Fascinating. That really is very interesting. Where are the people? I think they're driving him off. That is marvellous. That's what I wanted to hear. Yeah, because look, I can really get on with my work now using this double up system. That's marvellous. The fact that they've taken away the big corridor of crystal is less than marvellous, but here we are all the same. Oh, sheesh. Baz is going to force me out into the main corridor, isn't he? He's done a lot of other really, really smart things, like changing this to an ice level, which I didn't. There was me thinking, it's just some sort of cosmetic thing, so that there can be some variety between the visual aesthetic of Rocky Horror and back to basics. It's entirely about that, and nothing else. Oh gosh. But you, tunnel transport. I love you. You're awesome. But would you get your ass out me way? Thank you. Yes, I'm aware of that fact. I'm also aware that he's probably allowed to roam around freely at the moment without so much as a care in the frickin' world. Oh, sheesh. This is... Oh no, some of them have gone back. That's suspiciously sensible. Right, let me see if I can deal with these guys. No, seriously. Yeah, that is very Christmas. No. Changing this to an ice level is actually an incredibly sensible and interesting thing to do, because it as I said, is going to cause chaos with the island, which is assuming the island's even still there. That's a pretty big if. Oh sheesh, I really don't want to expose the lava river, because that is going to reveal so much frickin' rock, and that's going to cause about 15 monsters to spawn every single minute. And I can't. I don't have the capacity for my blood pressure to get that high. So that's going to be a little bit tricky to deal with. But here we are, all the same. I should probably actually remain to some degree aware of how many crystals I've actually got fully, because how many I've got available for doing things like buildings and stuff I don't really care about per se. I'm much more interested in where... Oh, for crying out loud. Goodness sake, it's like Baz sat down and thought, right, I'm just going to look through my notebook of evil ideas, and I'm just going to put them all into one level. Oh, sheesh. I'm resisting the urge to go back and deal with the power being drained from the building because the trucks can just pick up the crystals, they can recharge them. We've got a recharge scene, there's loads of trucks over there, they've got nothing else to do at the moment, they can do that on their own. It's fine, Phil, stop panicking. Just deal with this situation, and then the men can go back and deal with the slugs in their own due time. Right! No reason for me to stay over here. Get your sucking faces off my upgrade station. 3 of you? Really? Okay, interesting. Okay. We're up to 130 odd crystals, maybe 133 or so. I'm still gonna have to do more jobs, aren't I? Because the people are still so frickin' far away. I suppose an advantage of busting through here on the right-hand side actually would be it would bring the people a lot closer to home. So there's that to consider. Right, so I'm just gonna take a moment. Okay, there we are. That's good enough. Right, let's get rid of those. There we go. Okay, let's carry on with a little bit more mining. I mean, I'm not going to get to a situation where I can just... No, they're saying that. I suppose I could get to a situation where I just beamed everything up. Not buildings and things, obviously. Those are vitally important. But there's no reason I couldn't beam up things like the tunnel transport, the loader dozers, most of the trucks, these two, so that would give me a fair few crystals back. So yeah, it's not like I would have to get up to 200 crystals without beaming anything up. I'd rather get to 200 crystals without beaming anything up, and I'd rather explore the entire map, but we're just going to have to see how things go. Thus far, we've kept a reasonable lid on the situation. I've also just realised that the guys I've got in here aren't, or at least some of them, aren't geologists, which is going to make me wandering around looking at things more difficult. Because, man alive, we're already in the... we're all the way over here in this little corner. Yeah, because I'm not really going to be able to see where I'm going, which is very important that I don't accidentally open up caverns that I don't want to open up. Yeah, I think one of them at least is a geologist, so that's good. Okay, let's just take a breath, relax, realise that I've been yammering on for an hour already, which possibly explains why my voice is going hoarse, and carry on. When I there are the two of you there, aren't there? No, where's the other one gone? What do you think you're doing, young man? You saucy slacker. Get back to work. Yeah, when I started this video and said, gee, isn't it going to be lovely that this video is shorter than the last few have been, because I'll just be doing the one level. Did you look down at that little grey bar slowly, very slowly, filling up as red, and think, that plan didn't go frightfully well for you, did it, old boy? I'm beginning to think that possibly you did. I do find the sort of the dichotomy between the amount of information I have when I start one of these videos and the amount of information you have when you start one of these videos to be quite curious. Have all the people been drawn away? Yeah, they have. I might need to pop in and do a little bit of assistance here. How 5. Where would be a good place to put this so that I could actually cover everything a lot better? Because it's great for this one, obviously. I'm just about managing that one, but and that one, yeah, sort of, but also not really. From where? Oh, from there. Right, that's fine. Sorry, I thought it was 50 million miles away. On the one hand, the slugs seem to be being vaguely I was going to say kind. No, sensible, I think would be a better word. Sensible and not spawning, you know, like all the way over here. Which is good for me because it means the men aren't drawn away severely to fight slugs, which are many miles away, in the same way that they are drawn away by sleeping monsters. But I'm sure the slugs are doing that from an utterly selfish perspective because, of course, the shorter the distance they travel, then the less they have to worry about being shot at. So I'm going to break a certain way through here, get this all reinforced, and I might take these guys back for a quick pit stop. To repair. I might also upgrade the other one to be able to cross the lava, because to 166, that's not really good enough. Yeah, you two trot off home and get some repairs. Yeah, 166 really isn't good enough at this moment in time, although 30 more. I mean, that would be 10. How much are large mobile laser cutters? They're 8 each, that's 16, so that's 26, plus a couple of trucks, that would be 3. Okay, if we beam stuff up, we could be done and finished and home and free, and that would be the end of it here, now, and today. And I need to tell that despite the fact that reinforcing walls is a much higher priority than clearing rubble, the loader doesn't seem to quite catch on to the memo. Interesting. Interesting. I am about to look at that and think that's a little bit weird. I am about to do something which is potentially very, very stupid. So basically the same as everything else that I've ever done in any other video over the course of the last nearing 5 years. And that's break through this wall here. It's not. It shouldn't. It didn't, in the olden days, immediately reveal the island. Because my thought is, I could position these two guys... at the entrance to the lake. And then any monsters that try to cross the river, I could shoot them. And then it wouldn't even matter if they ate a couple crystals, because they still have to walk across the river again in order to go out through the walls. And it wouldn't matter if, as long as they die, then that would be all that would matter, because the tunnel transport could collect up the crystals on the island and any which fall in the river because of dead monsters. Assuming that there are no complications or unexpected surprises. Which is the most naive and stupid thing I've said. But here we go. Oh, blimey. Oh, gosh. Right, grit your teeth, because it's about to become chaotic. Okay. I need to set up another set of fence, don't I? That would be sensible. I should have done that in advance. I didn't, because I'm a moron. Okay. This is mostly what I remember. Blimey, it's been a long time since I played. I have not played Back to Basics actually since blimey, that is different actually. There used to be a pathway that you could scoot down here, and then I think you came out on the other side here, then you could sort of scoot around here to attack at that side. Presumably Baz has removed that so that you have to cross the lava by hook or by crook, or specifically by granite grinder, or by large mobile laser cutter, or by tunnel transport for that matter. Okay. Not a lot has immediately exploded, which is tremendous. So I'm going to clear out as much of this as possible to reduce the number of potential monster spawn points and reveal a few more additional crystals. I'm then going to erect additional pieces of fence, which has all become very off rhythm, which is irritating me that it's not all lined up properly. It's making an independent system, also blowing a great gap in it. But never mind, I can sort of stick a piece there and to hell with symmetry. To hell with aesthetics. We're having a battle. Okay. In fairness, the slugs have not gone bananas. I figured by now the slugs would be like, okay, time to go absolutely hell bent on sucking and destruction. I wonder if breaking through here would attach you to this bit here. What the hell was I talking about? Yeah, I haven't actually played Back to Basics since I think since any of the... Well, with the exception, obviously, of when we played it in the campaign. I mean, I haven't played it, like, recreationally, I suppose, since slugs have been introduced, with the exception of when we played it in the main campaign, I believe. Actually, that's good, because that's given me a much clearer beeline to shoot him in the frickin' face. Okay, right, I can shoot through here, that's alright. Yeah, I'm really, really frickin' scared. Busting through there could cause absolute mayhem. Surely. Surely. Oh, where? Why? Stop! My heart can't take it. Just kill me already. If the slugs are going to be my downfall, I wish it would happen quickly rather than slowly. I mean, I don't, because if this attempt fails, then I've lost an hour and 15 minutes of attempts. I'm going to have a very bleeding long jump cut. I am intensely distrustful. It had nothing to do with the game, I'm just pointing out a personality flaw. No, damn, this isn't going to work, is it? Not easily is the answer to that question. Okay, what I'm going to have to do, what I want to do, is build a geological center here, because I just need to know what is going on that island before I go in there, right? Because there's too much at stake for me to screw this up. So what I'm going to do is, obviously they can't put the barriers in, but that's absolutely fine, because I can just have, like, one guy get out of a truck. Like, you, for example. You just pop out of your truck. He'll go and get a sandwich. I'll do a little bit of base defense in the moment. Yeah, then he can put the barriers in. We can put the geological center up. We'll upgrade it. It'll send out a big old blast. It'll cover this area off completely, and I will be able to see what the hell is going on. And that will give me the opportunity to see if there's anything there that I desperately need to be aware of before I go inside. Because the island was too integral of a strategy to... Where's the other one gone? Oh no, they are still both there, sorry. The visuals didn't look quite screwy enough for me to think that they were both there. The island was too much of an integral strategy to the whole... Oh, for crying out loud. Well, at least the men won't go over and try and fight him, because he's... Where have they all gone, actually? Oh, they're there. Interesting. Ah. This is interesting. I'm going to have to do something I didn't ever think I'd actually do on camera, because it's bleeding boring. I'm going to have to clear a bit of rubble, aren't I? Yes, while he finishes that off, because they keep standing around this location, and it's slowing the men down, and that's a problem. So, actually, I'm not going to do this on camera because it is boring. I'm going to turn clearing rubble back on, and that should potentially allow him to carry on just sorting the situation out.
Undiscovered ice monster.
That singular red pixel is why I built that thing. Right. Okay. I have no idea how to deal with that situation. I need a minute to process, if you don't mind. So I'm just gonna come over here. Oh, the frame rate's dying even for me, actually, let alone in the bloody recording. Sheesh. It's a big-ass map. There's a lot going on. I'm not actually surprised that the computer is getting a little weary. I really must look into to doing some upgrades at some point, but there are so many other competing demands on my time and my finances, which is a depressing thing to say. But never mind, it's the ruddy truth. Where does this go? Does this go anywhere of interest? Potentially. Again, not having mind you, one thing's a geologist, so it wouldn't actually do any good to have them both there. I'm just being spoiled by the geological centre right now. Yes. Right, so what are we going to do about that single solitary red pixel there? So, my thought is probably use the two large mobile laser cutters to reveal the... From where? From there. That's less than tremendous, because he's going to scamper like hell over that rubble. Although it doesn't actually matter, because he's not going the direction that is more worrying for me. Blimey, he's a man on a frickin' mission, isn't he? Could you lot not do that, please? We've got slightly more pressing issues. Where are we up to now? We're up to 122 in reserve and 200. Okay, so we do have 200 now fully stocked. So that's chipper and cheerful, isn't it? Right. Okay, we're gonna have to get rid of this set of monsters, because if I don't, then I'm just going to be dancing around this part of the map, and that's going to cause me so many problems. It's going to irritate the hell out of me. So I'm going to have to deal with this situation as quickly as possible, and then go back and do a little clean-up operation with whatever slugs have amassed in the intervening period. And then we're going to carry on having a think about the island.
Slimy slug is invading your base.
That's like a Lost Theory video, constantly talking about the island. He says, having never watched Lost and having absolutely no idea what the mystery in Lost is, but thinking that the island had something to do with it. I have no idea. I have no idea. It's difficult to keep up with these American television shows. Okay. Not that I have any better luck keeping up with British television shows, for goodness sake. Sorry, I need to just be here mining out in this quiet little corner for a few seconds, because my brain is so fried at the minute. Okay, I'm gonna live with that. I really wish this loader dozer actually would focus on clearing rubble around this spot here, because when slugs spawn out of this one, the people are then getting dragged across this rubble and it's slowing them down a bit, which is a pain in my bum. Okay, let's have another think about the island. So there's no other access points. That's really important. Monsters could spawn out of here, or here. I don't know if they can spawn out of corner points. Can they spawn out of a corner point like that? I'm genuinely not sure. The interesting thing, of course, is we have walls here. Oh, we don't have walls there. Oh. Sorry, because they weren't red squares, I didn't think these were land. Sorry, I was muddling them up with this colour here. Oh, wait. Oh, it is dirt. Oh, my brain is so fried. Sorry. When it said dirt, I was thinking, oh, dirt, like earth. So, like, you know, the ground. Except, of course, no, the ground is called the ground. Dirt is just what the loosest form of rock is called. Keep up, Phil. Honestly, you're supposed to be good at this game, for crying out. You're just making yourself look like an absolute arse. I didn't see that coming. Okay, well, there's another island. There's something for the tunnel transport to do. Isn't that lovely? Okay, I didn't see that coming. I'm not complaining. I'm not sure how many crystals there are there. Three on each side, and then maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, maybe about 10 there. So maybe about 20 crystals or so, give or take a couple. So specifically, give them to me and take them away from the crystals. Take them away from the monsters. Sorry, yes, I was getting confused over the floor units because I was thinking initially, oh wait, hang on a minute, instead of it being 4 units of ground, it's 1 unit of ground with a monster on it and 3 units of rock. And then I heard the dirt got completely befuddled and thought that I was just being confused and that the coloration of the floor was confusing me. But no. As I initially suspected, Baz is putting rock there, which is curious. Presumably, there are still crystals underneath the rock, but we're going to have to get to that in just a wee tizzly tick. Okay. I'm still shocked by the number of slugs spawning. I genuinely would have expected like 5 or 6 at a time at the moment, which is what we used to have back in olden times. So I actually shouldn't do this now, should I? Because if I do that, the tunnel transport is not going to be able to address the crystal situation immediately. So I'm going to come and park myself over here for a few moments, and you can see the action stations light bouncing off the water, which is curious, but not wholly important. Okay, let's just take a moment and breathe, because nothing has actually gone too badly so far, mainly because I've just chucked such a huge number of people at this situation. I've just tried to beat them with sheer numbers and nothing else. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so these are the only crystals that are hanging around at the moment. That's fair enough. Let me just clear all of this. So it's going to take another 2 trips. Sorry, I'm just struggling with my 4 times table. Yeah, it's going to take another 2 trips for the tunnel transport to get all those crystals across. Because then, when that situation is done, we can move on. Oh, actually, looking at this bit of lava river here has reminded me of something. You might remember in 1 or 2 of the last videos I was talking about a custom level that I played probably years ago now, called New Zealand, which had a funny little mechanic of building land bridges across narrow strips of water by placing power path on either side. So, for example, you'd place a piece of power path, like Peter picked a pack of pickled peppers. I think it's actually a peck, not a pack. We won't worry about that. Yeah, if you put a power path there and there, then that piece of water would turn into a piece of land in that custom level. And I was struggling to figure out whether that was a thing which also existed in other levels, or whether it was somehow unique to that one. And I'm beginning to think that it was unique to that one because, and as this links back to what I mentioned at the very beginning of the video, sorry, I interrupted you while you were doing your job, didn't I? What? From whence? From whence did they came? From thence. From theirs did they came. Yeah, there you go. You sort this stuff out. It's cute. This place is a little bit more tidy. Just bring these guys a little closer to home again. Yes, when I was replaying the levels which had old times on them, so that the progression fraction was accurate, I was replaying the first level, called Recruitment, which has these long strips of land with strips of water in between them. And I thought, there's a perfect opportunity for me to test out the whole bridge building thing with the power path, and it didn't work. So I can only assume that it's either not in Basmod, or it was only in that individual special custom level, which begs the question how the hell they got it in there. But maybe it's a relatively rudimentary bit of programming that I simply fail to understand because I'm a moron. Right, allow me to demonstrate the fact that I am a moron by blasting this wall then and seeing exactly what goes frickin' wrong with it. Okay, just relax, Phil, everything's fine. There we are. Putting him there is a very interesting tactic, because if you didn't know he was there, you'd bust through here with your tunnel scout ready to hop over there and build a tool store so you can have your man chuck all the stuff in there, as we used to do back in the days before the tunnel transport was a thing. He would completely screw up your plan, but my sheer paranoia of knowing that Baz will never take a perfectly simple, ordinary, peaceful situation and leave it as such, will instead decide to screw with me as much as is humanly possible, and quite rightly so. Yes. Yeah. Me building this has given me a certain advantage in that little department. So 9 more crystals. That'll take us up to what? 189. So we need to find 11 more at least. So thus far we've done pretty much okay. And now that we've got all of this stuff mined out, we don't have too much to worry about with regard to monsters spawning. So, apart from all the monsters that will be in here, of course, because why wouldn't there be? Although saying that, there's more stuff over here I haven't sorted out, isn't there? Yes, there's stuff behind that set of walls. Alright. I'm trying to think about what the best way to do this is. I think probably I should deal with what's going on over here first. Because if I take the large mobile laser cutters across to drill out these walls, then the trucks are not going to be able to assist us. The tunnel transport will be the only thing that can get us across, because of course the trucks won't be able to cross the lava. So I'm thinking I should deal with this situation first, because the trucks will be able to assist, and then we can slowly figure out a plan for attacking the other side of the river. Although saying that, actually, the trucks could come through here. That would be a hell of a distance, but it would be possible. Again, I could build another tool store there, and the trucks could build the power path, and the tool store doesn't require anything. It doesn't require any barriers or anything, so we could build that almost instantly. That might actually be quite a sensible thing to do. I'm going to do that. Yeah, I'm going to pop some power path there, and then either the tunnel transport or a truck can sort that little pickle out for me, and then we can get completely screwed over. And okay, that's maybe all right, because he might sorry, I just need to get these guys into position. That was a really filthy joke that just popped into your head, Phil. I am so glad that you had the loosest modicum of self-control to not say that. Right, my kitty, I'm sorry about that. That was a really dirty joke. I'm quite ashamed of myself. I'm kind of in the middle of something! Could you please wait until I finish murdering these beasts? Yes, I know that. We've somehow managed to go under 200 crystals in the intervening few seconds as well, which is a bit frickin' worrying. Right, hang on, let me just get rid of all these little critters. There we are, okay. Just chill. We got up above 200 crystals, if even for an instant. Okay, good. Just chill. Can you lot go home? Please. I need you, and you're not where I need you. Oh my word. Just chill. Just chill. Okay, we've done it. We've won, basically. Even if everything explodes right this instant, nobody can take away the fact that for about 3 seconds we had 200 crystals. Oh my word. To a certain extent, I do feel like I've cheated by having 20 people. I mean, obviously, it's not cheating. I haven't broken the game by... Oh, yeah, because I haven't turned that on back on, have I? Sorry. Oh, I completely forgot what I was doing. Plonk this out. And send you to over here. And then if the trucks come across here to... Actually, I want to go through there first. I'm more interested about what's over here. Yeah, if the trucks come across all the way around the river, they'll only have to come as far as here. They won't have to work their way all the way back around again. So that's good. Okay. Okay. Just relax. Oh, this doesn't go anywhere? Oh no, it does. That's good. I was a bit worried for a moment. Oh shit. How many monsters? Just this one or others? No, more. A lot more. A lot bloody more. Of course there are a lot more. Not the tunnel transport. The tunnel transport can carry on with its own business. I'm not fussed. Fussed about this. Freaking lot, you absolute. Okay, they somehow only managed to trigger one monster, which is the greatest miracle that has happened in a millennia. So that's marvelous. I was about to cry, essentially, that all of these monsters had been woken up. Where are all the slugs gone? Have the slugs just surrendered? They said, right, well, our entire purpose for existing is to stop people from winning, Fine. The sheer absurdity of the fact that you've actually managed to go all the way over here appeals to me. So you may continue with your frivolity. Oh sheesh, because you don't want sandwiches, do you? I guess I could just what? Sorry, hang on a minute. Can you only have one gun? Oh, you can't have a laser beam and a sonic blaster? I feel like in the original game you could, but maybe no more. Maybe that's no longer a thing. Speaking of no longer a thing, where have my small green enemies gone? They do seem to have realised that their only purpose to exist in life is to cause people to struggle to play this level. So they may literally have just decided, no point for us existing. From where? From there. That is interesting. Is he going to attack that? Because if he does, it doesn't really matter. Okay, well, I don't really care about you destroying that, mate. You can do whatever the hell you want. Okay, there we go. That's that interesting situation. Oh. Well, if you guys wanted something to do, you've got something to do now, haven't you? Thank you. I'll just wait for my reinforcements to arrive, and then I shall shoot this man, this icy chap, right in his snowball buttocks if the tunnel transport would get out of the way. I love the tunnel transport, but gee, it gets in the way sometimes. Right, let's get you two over here, and then we'll start doing a little bit of pest control. Not you. Not you two. I just want these. There we are. Sheesh. Oh my goodness. Okay, there we are. That's that situation sorted out. I'm sorry. I'm at the end of my rope. Nothing's gone particularly badly. You know, we've actually done this pretty damn well, if I may say so. If I may be so bold as to if I may be so prideful as to say that I've actually done this vaguely well, I have actually somehow managed to stumble on a pretty bloody effective strategy, which is just overwhelming firepower. I think this double large mobile laser cutter is a good strategy, because it means, of course, that I only have to shoot a monster twice instead of 3 times, I think, before he'll die, which is great, and it means I can mine through stuff a lot faster as well. So it does. Sorry, I had an awful feeling that I put some supper in the oven and had completely forgotten about it. I don't think I have. I think that was yesterday. Yes. Yes. I think I was making sausage rolls and I cremated them by accident. I think that was yesterday. I don't think that's today. Sorry. Sorry. This has been a very stressful 95 minutes of my life. And, sorry, Tunnel Transport, I wasn't trying to shoot you in the arse there. I love you. You're cool and amazing. You do get in the way sometimes and irritate me, but I do love you all the same. Yes, sorry. This has been a very taxing hour and a half of my life, despite the fact that not a lot has gone wrong. So my brain is slightly fried at the moment, but I will try my best to keep a lid on it for the next 15 minutes or so. Sheesh. Yeah, I think the double large mobile laser cutter strategy is good because it doubles up your firepower. I think just having a heap of trucks is I mean, it's always a good strategy for these things. It's always going to be a good strategy for these things. And slugs really have just given up. Wow, okay, that's very interesting. I wonder if that's... I was going to say I wonder if that's intentional. Surely it must be intentional. I haven't missed anything, am I? Nope. Nope. Everything seems to be fine. And we've actually reached a sort of semi-peaceful stage of the game, I suppose. I can send everybody back home for sandwiches because there's no more walls that monsters can spawn out of. And all the slugs have gone home. So, wow, really? That's all I can say is wow. That was a hell of an experience. My Gideon, it's fascinating, really, that the strategies for playing levels like Back to Basics are so different in Manic Miners to how they were in the original game, and that's partly because of the physical changes of the gameplay mechanics, like you know, being able to have a tunnel transporter which can carry crystals across water, and things like why are you lot going all the way over? Because they're the most recently revealed rubble. Yes, I know how your pathfinding works, or your, I don't know, it's not pathfinding, is it? I don't know what you'd call it. Priorities, I suppose. No. What I at least find the most fascinating is in playing the original game. At least for me, maybe it was a product of the computers that I was running on, but a major constraint that you had to be mindful of was crashing the game. If there was too much going on, the game would crash, which is why the old strategy of have like 10 trucks here, or more like 15 trucks to be honest, and then have them all just sat there and then beam them all up and chuck all the crystals in. That was a risky strategy, not because the slugs were able to defeat you via it, simply because that many trucks sitting there all at once could very easily crash the game. Maybe you had a more powerful computer to run it on, but and that wasn't so much of a problem for you, but it certainly was a problem for me. So I find it fascinating how a lot of my old strategies for playing Back to Basics were about balancing the constraints of the gameplay with the constraints of not causing the game to crash, because if the game crashes, everything's over and you have to go right back to the beginning. It is the mistake that you cannot mend or recover from in the slightest. And of course Manic Miners doesn't need that because it's obviously a lot more modern and refined in terms of ironing out any potential crashes and bugs and things. So in that regard, it's a very different sort of fight that you have to worry about, and to a certain degree, you have more scope for larger strategies. Like here, with 20 people being able to have 10 soldiers and about 6 trucks and all the other stuff going on, this massive boat, all this fence and stuff, which again couldn't have been a strategy that was used in the original game because it would have just crashed the whole thing. So I find it fascinating that these changes have caused the strategy to change so much. But hey, we did it. No buildings got destroyed. Quite a lot of crystals got drained. I'll be the first to admit that. Quite a lot of crystals got drained, but we had trucks in reserve that could just grab them, take them to the recharge seam, and get them recharged. But we didn't have that many slugs to worry about. I feel like, and I slightly regret to a certain extent, not having the balls to stick the slug rate through the frickin' ceiling and putting it up like to 150%, which I know could go a lot higher than that, but as high as I'd ever go. Yeah. I did think about that when I was getting ready to start the video, but I thought this was going to be so difficult and so hard in the first instance that that was unwise. I do slightly regret that because there were only at most about 3 slugs spawned at any given time, which I don't feel is like a fair representation of how absolutely bananas back to basics can be when you've got, 8 slugs and 5 monsters and you're trying to deal with them all at the same time. So to a certain extent I regret that because we were able to keep the slugs at bay pretty well. In fairness, having 10 guys, most of them with guns, some of them with sonic blasters, and then having this backup tower here able to do a lot of base defense is a very good battalion for base defense. But to a certain extent, I do regret that I didn't put the slugs up a bit higher in order to have a little bit more of a challenge. But this has gone a hell of a lot better than I ever dreamt that it would. So I'm generally quite pleased with how well it's gone. Look at all the frickin' Maltesers! But yeah, I really like what Baz has done. Or, has done. Sorry, I was thinking I was talking in the current tense there for some bizarre reason. But no, I really do like the changes to the back to basics level. Taking away the recharge seam and putting it further away is very scary. Adding in extra little corridors, although there's not actually that much more, is there? This wasn't here before. This definitely wasn't here before. And there have been some slight changes over here. But I think that's to force you to cross the lava, although saying that, we did sort of swing around all the way around there and go that way, didn't we? So there wasn't actually a need to cross the lava. But I like that. It forces you to actually, or it encourages you to actually use the lava crossing mechanics, which are obviously a big part of what, or a part, I should say, of what Baz introduced. And then adding in the monster here, adding in all the sleeping monsters everywhere, which draw your men away from the base, and I assume that's what that's there for, and not just there to generally have more monsters. But I do like that it doesn't make the monsters equal in severity to the slugs, but it does increase their problem, because it did seem sometimes like these slugs were the star of the show, and the monsters were a tad forgotten in this level.
You managed your base construction very well. The 45 energy crystals you collected must have been very hard to get. We're getting very close to the end now. Good work. Mission complete.
Good. Let's never do that again. Right. Okay. That didn't go disastrously. It could have gone a hell of a lot worse than it did. Defeated you. I dread to frickin' think what the remastered version of it looks like. But that's a problem for a different year. It's only January, and I can say that with complete confidence. Oh, sheesh. I don't know if there's anything particularly interesting or special or unique about completing the entire Bazmod campaign. I have obviously sorted out the remaining incomplete levels in terms of being completed after 1.0, just in case there is. I do vaguely remember hearing a discussion about the remastered campaign. My giddy, what the hell was that doing there? was doing some sort of jittering and juddering. Yes, I did hear a discussion that there's something apparently at the end of the remastered campaign. Don't know what it is, and I might be horribly misremembering that because I think that conversation was probably well over a year ago by this point. But I think I have vague memories of someone saying that there was something special at the end of the remastered campaign. I don't know what that is, and I look forward to seeing what it is when we get to that. But that is, as I said, for a different, maybe a different decade. Goodness only knows. Because of course next
Rocky
time,
Horror.
indeed, we have the Basmod version of Rocky Horror, which will be curious to see what goes on. The introduction of slugs and hot stuff makes me think that we're probably going to have to battle slugs in Rocky Horror, and I think I will put the slugs up, the slug spawn rate up, just for the hell of it. This is like where I was testing that thing and it didn't work. Don't worry, I'm not going to do another level. I'm going to freaking bed after this. Yeah, I'm going to screw it. Screw it. What the fuck? There we go. Let's make Rocky Horror interesting, shall we? How the hell do I get out of here? Yeah. Let's make Rocky Horror interesting. The fun bit is that I'm totally gonna completely forget that I did that when I come to play this in a month. Oh sheesh, I'm gonna completely forget that I did that, and then I'm gonna think, gee, this is really freaking difficult, I wonder why. Oh, sorry, future Phil. I'm just going to screw you over a little bit, but maybe that will make things more amusing for you, at least. But yeah, we will see what Rocky Horror holds in store for us another time, and then we will have reached the end of Basmod, and that will be the end of quite a journey, won't it? But yes, we'll have to see where we go from there. Just out of curiosity, that number of crystals presumably is yes, that's just from these are presumably all old then. Yes, because they're still all alone, aren't they? Sorry, it doesn't matter at all. Yeah, that's just how many crystals you got, because I was just thinking it said I had like 26,000 crystals or something. I can't have spent that many in the LMS Explorer. I hope they do more with the LMS Explorer soon. I feel like we haven't actually been up to the... You scared the hell out of me, don't do that. I feel like we haven't actually been up to the LMS Explorer in ages. Have new bits been added? Presumably. I've never seen that before. Oh, curious. Curious. They haven't, I still don't think they've added the Brickster's hat, have they? I really want them to add the Brickster's hat. Sorry, I know this is completely meaningless, and you couldn't care less. But I really, what the hell is that? Oh my word. Oh my word, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry, under any normal circumstances I wouldn't find that quite so funny. But after spending nearing 2 hours doing back to basics and then seeing that, yeah, I'd have an itchy head if I would stop looking at me like that. If I were you, my small friend. My Gideon. That's amazing. I'm guessing that's like a special thing for beating, beating back to basics. Sorry, just the random absurdity of finding that at this weirdest possible moment and then putting it on him is quite possibly the strangest thing I've ever seen. Oh my word, that's amazing. How do I turn this ruddy thing off? There we are. Can I not look a bit higher up? No, I can't. That's a darn shame. Oh my Gideon. Yeah, leave that on there. Surprise me when I come back next month. My Gideon, what a ruddy evening this has been. My Gideon. I've never seen that before. That must be some special thing for beating back to basics, so that's interesting. Presumably that didn't appear before, because the last time I beat back to basics it was pre 1.0, so I'm guessing that's a 1.0 thing which has been added in, which is fascinating. I like that. Utterly stupid and ridiculous, and thus I approve wholeheartedly. Right, that's enough of that. This video did turn out to be just as long as all the previous ones. Golly, what the hell is that? That's not a hover scout or a tunnel transport or a tunnel scout, so that's a completely unique and interesting air vehicle there. Hello. That's most interesting. That looked a lot more like some of the stuff from Life on Mars. Like, in LEGO Racers 2, when you're on the Life on Mars section of the game, there's like a part where you drive down a track and then a couple of air vehicles fly over the top of you. That looks a lot like that. Interesting. Wonder if that's what it's a reference to. I have no idea. It doesn't matter. I'm exhausted. I'm going to bed now. Thank you very much for joining me this evening, ladies and gentlemen, for this... literally for all of this frickin' evening. Sheesh. One day I'm going to get back to doing vaguely respectably length videos that are just like, 45 minutes. But not in this game, seemingly. But anyway, it's enough of all that. Thank you very much for joining me this evening, ladies and gentlemen. Look after each other, and good night.